Okay, it's beer o'clock again on the Real Ale Guide. Today's beer is it's a home brew from Glens from America. He was watching the Discovery Channel on television and he was watching somebody brew a beer brewed with pond water. So you're probably thinking right now, what's this got to do with Glenn? What's this got to do with me? Well, he's gone ahead and he's brewed his own pond water beer. 4% ABV. There you go. There's a picture of Glenn. And, well, let's get into a glass really. I'm sure you're all thinking how kind of hazardous this could be. Is Glenn going to kill the Real Ale Guide? You wouldn't scoop a glass full of pond water and smell it and taste it and expect not to have a bad stomach at the end of it. But we all know that beers, once you get the wort, you transfer the wort into the copper, you produce the boil, you boil it. In the UK, probably 200 years ago, whenever you got your water source from, you had to boil the water. And because it used to kill people. But they didn't know that back then. Water drank from a stream or from a tap used to give people really bad stomachs and even kill people. So they used to make beer. The only way they could kind of get over that whole I don't want to die was to produce beer. And they thought it was the alcohol that was keeping them from being ill. So kids used to drink beer, children used to drink beer, women used to drink beer, men used to drink beer, 9-10 pints a day. It was their daily drink. They didn't know that when they were boiling the beer in the copper, they were killing all the bacteria. So there's the story. Anyway, beer in a glass. Very, very light looking beer. Loads of carbonation. It's got a nose. I don't know, it's quite hazy. It kind of looks a little bit like pond water. Smells a little bit like lemon. CO2. Give it a taste. Drink some pond water. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. You'd never believe. No, you wouldn't believe it was pond water. It's quite drinkable. Not a lot of hops, bit of malt, bit of lemon. Not a bad beer. There's the pond water. So you've seen the Real Ale Guide drink pond water. Next up is Glens Tripel. It's 8.5% ABV. Big beer. Oh, it's got a bit more spring in its step. And again, well, look at that. If you hold the two beers together, you can see one's very clear, one's kind of hazy. Both very carbonated beers. They come from the Cooper's homebrew kit, I imagine. There you go. 8.5%. It's going to be a bit of a monster, this one. One finger head, carbonated, nice and clear, golden in colour. Let's give it a nose. Oh, and I love that nose. That is lovely. It smells rummy, it smells hoppy, it smells sweet. Loads and loads of candied sugar in this one. Oh, this got a I'm going to be honest, this has got a much better nose than the pond water beer, but oh yeah, we'll get into this one. Cheers. Oh, wow, Stone the Crows. Okay, it's such a sharp bitterness, it's like pow on the end. Mixed with quite a sharp intake of alcohol. It's whoa for 8.5%. Mixed with that sharp bitterness. It's almost like well, it is Tripel. I think he's even spelt it well. Tripel. The triple way, not the Belgium triple with the L on the end. It's interesting. Candied fruit. You kind of get the idea of it being a little bit like a Westmalle triple or a Chimay Blue or something like that. But on the other hand, you kind of know it's coming from a homebrew kit. But saying that, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's nice and fruity. Really fruity. And that sharpness has been taken away. When you first kind of get that sharpness, pow, and you have a second taste, and it's not as intense. Nicely carbonated. It's not actually a bad beer. Do you know? I'm not even sure if this comes from a Cooper's homebrew kit now. I think this might be a bit of an all grain brew. It's very yeasty. Definitely get that kind of Belgium yeast aspect out of it. I believe you can buy Westmalle yeast. It's a common Belgium yeast to buy, but then if you look at the bottle, I don't know if you can see that, it doesn't seem to be too much in the way of sediment there. Okay, final thoughts on a rating for the two beers. Thank you, Glenn, for sending. Always appreciate some homebrew. I like the Tripel a lot more than I like the pond water beer. It might be just because it's pond water beer and I'm a little bit like, but saying that, it just shows you what used to be done. I imagine people used to brew with wherever they could get their water source from, whether it be a pond or tap water. But it all used to have E. coli and all sorts of horrible diseases in the water. Bacteria in the water. So, as I say, back then they didn't know that when you brewed or when you boiled the water in the copper, they were killing the bacteria. They connected it with the alcohol in the beer. So, thank you, Glenn. Thanks for sending. It'd be unfair to give a rating, I think, on homebrew. But thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Thanks for watching me drink pond water. Put your comments in the comments box. Glenn, keep up on that Tripel. I reckon that's a good beer. I reckon you should keep kind of tweaking that and working on that. You'll come up with something quite outstanding. Yeah, put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to my daily beer reviews, and cheers.